Today's episode of the No Fun City podcast is brought to you by Loaded Boards and Orangutan Wheels. Check them out at loadedboards.com and be sure to hit subscribe for your chance to win an awesome prize pack. Welcome to the No Fun City podcast, episode 9.
Yeah.
Trying to get to 20 before we go on Spotify and SoundCloud and all that. So for those of you who are always asking me, it's happening, it's going to happen. I want to get to 20 episodes before I do all of that. I want to make sure I'm in this to win it. And if I'm not, I just don't want to waste everyone's time and post on all these other channels. So we just gave away a set of blue Kegwamas again for the second time. Thank you to Loaded and Orangutan who have supported me throughout my YouTube endeavors. And we gave away a Tentry backpack. And this sucker is extra special because Tentry sent this to me specifically. I did not ask for it. They said they wanted to support the channel, and they did. So they sent this to me to give away. So one lucky subscriber won this. And if you want a chance to win, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button. And you will automatically be entered every time we do a prize. That being said, today we're talking about YouTube.
We are. And
we have Michael sitting right across from me, who is a YouTube tech reviewer from right here in Vancouver. Not only that, recently Michael got married, and he's a minimalist. And he actually detailed that in some of his YouTube videos. So we're going to get into all of this. Why YouTube? Why tech reviews? How did he get so successful already, right? Because it's only been a couple years.
Yeah. So for all those who don't know my channel, it started out as a minimalist channel because I just wanted to clean my room. I had like 29 bags. So I'm quite a... it's not that I'm indecisive about my purchases, but you might know how I might look indecisive because of our previous chats with all the boosted boards, one wheel, and choosing between all of them. It's just because I'm really detailed, and I found that making minimalist videos, no one really watched them. And then I made vlogs, and no one really watched them because the truth is, on YouTube, no one really cares about you, and no one knows you at first, so no one's going to click into your video, and no one's going to search it. But when you make tech videos, that's when everyone's searching the latest trending thing. So that's doing all the work for you. It's coming up on people's suggested feeds, it's coming on the top first rank search page, and you just get the views like that.
Yeah, so... I don't know if you and I have similar stories. On my end, I started the Design to Speak series. I just posted that on YouTube just to have it somewhere before it was on Vimeo. And I noticed a lot of traction on YouTube compared to Vimeo. So it's just like, I'll just leave these here, whatever. And then a few months later, I decided to get a drone and a boosted board randomly. And that's when I decided, I'm like, I'll make a boosted board video because I saw all these boosted board videos. And I'm like, as you said, like, it'll just be a trending thing and whatever. But I didn't think much of it, right? I just did it for doing it. And then it kind of just turned into something. Yes. So my whole, I guess, where I want to start with you is, like, where did the YouTube wheel start rolling for you? Like, did you just do it for the fun, kind of like how I was doing it, or did you go in being like, I'm going to do YouTube tech reviews and I'm going to start doing vlogs and I'm going to start doing all these things and make it a job? Because now it's your primary source of income, correct?
Full-time job.
Full-time YouTuber, right? Like, that's awesome. That, you got to say, is like pretty cool, right? But how did you get from point A to point B? So did you go in making YouTube videos and deciding that I'm going to do this full time, or did that kind of just happen eventually on its own?
So before, I think 3 years ago was when I first quit my job, and I'll go over that because I actually went back to another job because my vlogs didn't work out the way I wanted them to. But I started out in finance and accounting in a construction company, and like, it's nice to be an accountant. You get paid a lot, you get company perks and all that, but I just didn't really see a future in it, meaning that you're not really able to control the income that you earn. And every time you wanted a promotion or a raise, you gotta kind of beg for it, right? Like, like even a 5 or 10% raise is out of the question sometimes, or most of the times. And I just didn't really like that. And if I projected myself 10 years further down the road, I there won't be much of a difference in my income and my lifestyle. Because in more traditional jobs, you're working 40 to 60 hours per week, especially if you're earning like 100K plus, right? And I wanted more control of my life, and I just wanted to start a business. And I looked into like starting Amazon FBA.
Okay.
Yeah, fulfillment, something. Like the warehouse thing, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's really profitable, and you can definitely make a company, but you needed a lot of capital first. And the hardest thing doing that was to actually have a brand, like something that people will recognize and actually buy from you, versus you trying to create demand or market it yourself on the Amazon page and trying to compete and rank. So that's where I'm like, what if I made my own brand, right? And that's where the YouTube thing came in, because right then I found out that you can actually make money from YouTube with YouTube ads and such, and there's a lot of other ways that you can make money now, right, with YouTube. And YouTube's just a platform for you to get started. And at first I didn't really know what to make, so I cleaned my room. And like that's like, I think my second video. My first one is more like a vlog of my Christmas trip or whatever. But how I learned to film was through the GoPro that we're filming on right now. This camera right here.
Yeah.
It's a GoPro Hero 5, and I learned how to film in all the angles and stuff just by watching Casey Neistat, and I guess a lot of people do that. And it's how should I say? Oh, is it going?
Oh, I don't know.
Is
it not?
Yeah.
I think now it is.
Huh.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
These are going.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I think maybe I didn't push it down.
But it was recording before. Is there
really?
overheating?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because usually it would go on forever.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess I just copied people's styles because I knew nothing about filming. Like I did so much research, like 20 or 40 hours plus just to get the GoPro.
Yeah.
And after getting it and making that first minimalist video, I'm like, oh, dang, this is awesome. But then when my friends watch it, they're like, your audio sucks. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And then when I compared it to other people's video, I'm like, oh, okay, here's the difference.
Yeah.
And then like I had to research like 40 to 60 hours. Like I would do this all at work too. So the good thing about having a job is that like you can actually work only 2 hours, and the other 6 hours you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But just look like you're busy.
Totally.
So I built the basis of my channel through that. And when I got 100 subscribers, I'm like, oh, this is awesome, right? Like, cause I usually never post on Instagram or Facebook. I'm not really a social media guy, and I only did video just to test the grounds out to see if I liked it and if other people would watch it. And I think in a week I got like 500 views from that minimalist video, and I didn't know marketing. I didn't know anything about it, so I'm like, whoa, like this can actually work.
Yeah. Right.
And so I did that, but then I had the hardest time branding my channel or figuring out what I'm gonna make. So then at that time I was starting my own Shopify store as well, and that was cool. It proved that I could sell stuff online, like just on Facebook ads and whatever. But
what
then
were you selling?
I was selling like electronic gadgets, like USB bracelets, jewelry, just like whatever,
random stuff.
Just to test if I can actually make a sale online. But then it didn't really take off, and it took a lot of effort. Again, like it's hard to find your niche and what actually works. So that my girlfriend and I actually went on a 62-day trip all around the States in a rectangle.
Okay.
And living in a car. So we vlogged all of that, and I made like 30 videos from that.
Oh, wow. And
that really helped me hone down my skills in vlogging and the just daily uploading and the work ethic, the skills. So that really helped me out. But then through that, I noticed that I was only getting 100 to 300 views, and that's the max. And no one really watched it. And that was cool. Like those videos I still watch today because it's like memories, and it's really good. But it's not really good for a YouTube channel. So I went back to another job, which was not related to what I studied at all. Just like a normal job so I can figure out all this YouTube stuff. So I did that for 6 months while building my tech channel now. And I think it was last year in May that I started. I had just 300 subscribers. Yeah, so from when I first left my job at 100, it took 6 months to go to 300. And then from getting my new job and building it from May to December, I went from 300 to 10,000 subscribers. Wow. Yeah. And
what caused that jump?
I think December, like later in the year when people are off of work and it's the holidays and Black Friday and all that, that's when your views really skyrocket.
Okay.
Yeah. And that really helped me with my affiliate money and with my views, subscribers, and everything.
So real quick, affiliate money, what were your affiliates at the time?
I do Amazon affiliates.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to see how you're like getting money just by posting your links and stuff. And those were from my tech review videos. And that's why tech review videos are really more sustainable than like say vlogs, because again, it's really hard to get a following to get people to like you. Whereas in tech videos, you're not the star of the show. The product is the star of the show. They come for the product, not you. And when you do it, you kind of inject your personality in it, and people start following you, and they start becoming your true fans or your actual audience because they like the way that you review it and your personality and just how you make them feel when you watch the video.
Totally. Okay.
So that was really eye-opening for me. Like, I still can't believe what I'm doing today. Like, I totally replaced my income before, and I'm still making, and I'm, how do you say, on the path of making even more than I've ever dreamed of. So, yeah, that's exciting. Because January was when I first dived into this full-time, and I was at 10,000, and 6 months later now, I'm at 30,000.
Yeah. So that's a huge jump.
Yeah, so I did make a lot more videos though, and there was a lot of trial and error because some videos only hit like 3,000 views, while others hit like 100,000 views in like a month.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's really figuring out the algorithm, what type of videos work, and what to put in your content, and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
So.
When you started, though, you did the tech reviews. Did you do the tech reviews out of love, or you did the tech reviews because you knew that was going to draw? Do you understand?
Yeah. I totally did it out of love. Or, like it was more of testing, because I would review the things that I would buy anyways.
Yeah.
And before buying, I would do, like, a lot of research on, like all of the... Because my first tech review was the Jabra Elite 65T True Wireless Earbuds.
Yep.
Right? So there was a lot on the market out there, and they're like really expensive, like $200 plus. So I was doing the research anyway. So then I took my skills and knowledge from how to make vlogs into tech reviews. So all my videos are very fast paced, and they have a lot of different angles, and I think people really liked it. Because what I saw in the market was when I was doing reviews, I was always like, oh, I just want to know this. How come they're talking about all this other crap?
Yeah.
And it took me like 10 or 15 videos just to get like piece together information, whereas I could put everything that people wanted to know in one.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that was my strength and how I was different from all the other tech reviewers. And like with true wireless earbuds, I really want to know if they would fall out of your ears because there's no cords or anything, right? So I did like a shake test where I just like really crazy.
Yeah.
And no one did that before.
Okay.
But now when I look at the reviews, like everyone's copying me. Like they're doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So like I'm doing things that no one else is doing, and people now are doing it. So I think I really helped out in that way.
You know, we've seen your minimalist videos. The vlog, you're not continuing anymore, or do you think you'll hop back on that eventually?
Eventually, when people actually start to care.
Yeah. About you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, in the meantime, still tech reviews. But is there anything else that you think you're going to bring into the mix?
Like, because the thing is, I didn't really go into YouTube with like being a tech reviewer or a YouTuber. That's not my main goal.
Totally.
It's actually to start a consulting company or for like digital marketing purposes, like helping people build YouTube channels, and like I really like talking about that and like experimenting myself to see what works, what doesn't, so I can like teach a course on that or stuff like that, like how to build a brand online.
Yeah, I was really impressed when we were talking earlier about that, because you fed me a bunch of information that I didn't know about YouTube myself, right? And I'm like, okay, you got to come help me out later, because you obviously have some insight that I'm missing out on. But it is a lot of trial and error, and I think there are a lot of people that would want to start a YouTube channel, but the one thing that they worry about is that thing of, oh, I'll never get subscribers, or oh, I'll never get views or whatever, right? And I think it just comes down to pushing it, because I'm in the same boat as you in the sense that I actually fell into making YouTube videos. I don't consider myself a YouTuber, but I fell into it, and it now is actually generating money, not even off the YouTube platform. And now I'm seeing the light of, hey, this could actually make me more money than any other job I could possibly have, and I get to do something I love. So now I'm taking it a bit more seriously, obviously with the podcast and everything going on. But you gain traction so quick, and that blows my mind, especially because we're in Vancouver, where the YouTube community, at least, is quite small. Most major YouTubers are like in LA or in New York, in these big, central cities. We are not that central city. Vancouver seems to be like 10 years behind on the rest of the world, in my opinion. So it's really interesting that you were able to get such a following so fast within that small time frame. Do you think there was something you did different other than your shake test or whatever that made a huge impact on the channel gaining a following so fast? Some people would say having niche content might be a huge one, but do you think you did something different that maybe caused that?
I guess I didn't really view YouTube as like from a creator standpoint, meaning like I'll create anything I want. Like people will watch what I love to watch, kind of thing. I made it more of in a experimentalist point of view, where I always search the keyword that I'm trying to rank for and see what's on that page first, and see how I can do better and make videos that people will watch longer, or if I can even make it to the first on that page. And so that leads you to really being very picky with what you make videos with, because like making a video takes a long time, right? Scripting for me takes 1 or 2 days, filming takes 2 to 4 hours, and editing takes like 4 to 8 hours for me. So that's a lot of time there just for one video. And but I mean, in the beginning, it's good that you review like the Blue Yeti or just anything that you have. They're more of experiments for you to test different shots, and you're kind of creating a portfolio for yourself, so that when other companies come into your page, they can see, oh wow, he can actually film, and like we want our product to be filmed like that. So that's when you get people sending you in free products. So it's okay if you don't get views when you first start. It's like
that's normal.
That's normal.
That's
and
how it rolls.
It's interesting that you said I grew really fast, because in my perspective, I didn't grow as fast as I wanted to at all. It was a grind all the way. It wasn't like whoosh, it's still like
yeah, of course.
So
but that's because you're the creator. Like for me, it's the same thing. I could have grown 1 million followers by now. I still would have been like, not where I want to be, or it's not quick enough, because you're now used to being on a certain level. You know what I mean? And you've reached like, I'm sure you, a year ago, if you were like, yo, you have 30,000 followers in a year, you'd be like, holy, like, okay, that's awesome, right? I mean, you may have a goal that's higher than that, but that's pretty good, right? So when you get to 30K, it's kind of like, why am I not at 100? Of course, right? Because that's your bottom now. The other thing that I noticed personally on my end is you don't need the best equipment to make good videos.
That's true.
Early on, at least, right? And I noticed, like, beginning of my videos, I was using the NX30s and, all that stuff. But at the same time, I was just using my GoPro, this Handycam, which is, like, old, and in some cases my iPhone, an iPad. I'm not even joking you. Some of my videos are literally filmed with an iPad and iPhone.
Yeah. Like that's something that I fight with myself over too, because I'm more of a gear guy.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you want to talk cameras with me, I can do that for hours with you.
Yeah.
And I do think getting something like a camera that you love, like really like to use, you would use it more, and therefore you'll make more content.
Yeah.
Right. Because like if I'm filming on a GoPro, that's fun and all, but I can't see myself, and I don't know what the quality is like until I edit it. Because I know the audio coming from that is gonna suck.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that fun to use. But if I know I'm using my Sony a7 III right now, I know exactly what to expect, and that's what I want it to be. And therefore, I'm always gonna use that camera to make whatever.
Yeah.
So I think gear does play a factor. But like even if you have the best gear, but you only film one direction, like it's boring.
Exactly.
Right? People are gonna click out of your videos, but it's you gotta learn what to film and what to say in your video. It's the content, meaning like the information, what you film. Because when you're doing tech reviews, people don't want to hear about it. They want to actually see it. Like when you said on boosted boards, you're gonna need to wear like dirty shoes because all that crap is gonna fly at you.
Yeah.
Like that's cool that you tell me one thing, but it will be even cooler if you shot a B-roll of your board going over water and see how much water gets on your pants.
Totally.
Right? So that's the other thing.
I heard it all the time, is like, you don't need fancy gear to make awesome videos. And I didn't think that was true. I thought, no, you definitely need quality, right? But the point being is, like, if you don't have that stuff, you need to work with what you got first, right?
That is 100%.
And when you do have funds to buy that stuff, you're going to buy what camera? Sony
a7 III.
That's what you recommend?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, actually, the A6500 would be even better because, like, the A7 III is, like, overkill for video. Like, it's more of a photographer's camera. Okay. But it can do video really, really well, too. And I got that, like, my first camera was a GoPro, then I switched to the Lumix G85. Okay. Because with that, you can have an external mic in it, and it records your audio really well. But the autofocus sucked, and the low light sucked. But with my vlogs and everything was filmed outside, so it was a lot better. But it was until I was doing my review videos indoors in my studio that, like, it was kind of fuzzy, and you can see a lot of noise everywhere, like, it's grainy.
Totally.
Yeah, and that was when I was like, oh, okay, I might need to switch. So with making videos, you gotta see it from a standpoint of kind of like a business owner. Like if you buy a camera, it's gonna make you money. Yeah, it's gonna pay for itself. And the thing is, you gotta make that work, right? Totally. Or else you're just a normal consumer, and you're just consuming versus creating.
And I mean, that's okay. You can be a consumer and create over time and whatever, right?
Yes, yes.
Like, that's all fine and dandy. But yeah, okay, so the next camera I should get is a Sony a730.
A7 III or the A6500.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind then. And when I do, I'll do a review video that's better than yours.
Yeah, do it.
But what I like about you, and this is actually, I'm going to mention how we met, or how we got in contact with each other. So randomly, I mean, I think you messaged me on Instagram first, but I didn't see that message because it got filtered or whatever. But I randomly got a message on Facebook from you in regards to the boosted board. And this is when I knew that you were very meticulous when it came to your research, because you started asking me questions about the board. You're like, I saw your videos. I just want to ask you some questions about the board, blah, blah, blah. So you took like an extra set. You didn't just watch the video, then be like, okay, you went and you found me. And then you're like, yo, tell me more about this stuff. Because your whole plan was to buy an e-skate or a boosted board or whatever, and hopefully eventually do your own review, right? So that's how you and I ended up getting together. And then you told me you had a channel, and I checked it out. I'm like, whoa, this guy's like a tech reviewer local to Vancouver. Didn't know about you before that. So I'm happy that we got connected that way.
Definitely.
It's crazy that YouTube has bridged a lot of gaps for me, like with other people and other companies. And it actually really opened my eyes of how impactful social media, like we hear it all the time, social media is so impactful, blah, blah, blah. But really, it proved to me how impactful something like YouTube or Instagram or now TikTok. I don't know if you use TikTok at all.
No, I thought that was for high school kids.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Okay, so TikTok, it started out like that, and I think still in some ways it is. Yeah. but it's also a rabbit hole, dude.
Oh yeah.
The first time I got TikTok, I was like scrolling for an hour. I just got lost because it's so. I think it's just the way it works. Mm-hmm. What would you say, like, if you can give one piece of advice to somebody who wants to start a YouTube channel but is on the fence?
Yeah.
What's like one thing you would tell them? Like, definitely do this, or definitely make sure you keep this in mind.
Well, if you're in Vancouver, you should join the Vancouver YouTuber Creators Meetup group.
I didn't even know that existed.
So I actually found that through Meetup.com, and Steve Dotto and the vidIQ, a guy from vidIQ, he actually, what is it called? Audits your channel there as well, and Steve gives his insight, or he teaches a lesson every single time we meet up. It's once a month, and they really helped out my channel because my channel got audited, and he told me what to put in my channel, what to take out, and that was really helpful. And I think I was at 3,000 back then when he first did it.
Oh wow!
And I grew, and that was in August, and then from August to December, I went to 10,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you should join us, man.
I'll join you next month.
Yeah.
When's the next one?
I think it might be in September because they took the summer off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be there 100%. I'd definitely like to check all that out.
Yeah, because the vidIQ guy is called Rob Wilson.
Yeah.
He's what do you say? He's the main guy for the vidIQ channel. And do you know what vidIQ is? So it's like TubeBuddy. It's a YouTube analytics tool. So it shows you your tags, and it shows you your rankings and what tags you should put in your video and what keywords you should put it on your title.
Yeah.
And it like helps you put a dashboard of your YouTube channel, or like a health board kind of thing.
Okay.
So those are really good tools to check out.
Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. So vidIQ, and then if you're in Vancouver, look for the like Vancouver YouTube meetup. I'm assuming there's other groups in other cities.
Yeah,
much like our Boosted Board Riders group in Vancouver.
And it's really helpful to go to those groups because you know that you're not alone, and that there's actually other people struggling or doing the same thing you are. And I forgot. So Steve Dotto, he has 250,000 subscribers or more, and vidIQ now has like 350,000 subscribers or more. They grow really fast, so I can't keep track.
What does Steve do for a living?
He does how-to videos with tech.
Is he older?
Yes, you might have seen him.
Is his last name
Dotto?
So did he used to have a TV show called Dotto's Tech Review? I used to watch that when I was a kid.
Yeah, so if you want to meet him in person,
shout out Steve. I'm gonna have you on my podcast one day too, dude. Dotto's Tech Cafe or something. Yeah. That's what it was called. I used to watch that when I was a kid.
That's
like, I think I was like 14 or 13. It was on the weekends, on Sundays. I remember this. That's why when you said Steve Dotto, I'm like, I recognize that name.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the coolest thing is when you meet them, they're actually super friendly, and they just want to help you out. They don't expect anything in return, and they're just there to teach you and network with you. Because I don't think he gains anything from like hosting and like teaching people lessons like every single meeting. So, and he says the reason why he's doing it is because when he goes to conferences, he always sees like huge YouTubers coming out of the States, out of Minnesota or something. And the reason why that is because they have these meetup groups everywhere, and people like have a community there, and they help each other grow, collaborate, ideas, and all that stuff. So that's what he's trying to start here.
That's awesome. And that's, I mean, going back to Vancouver being 10 years behind, that's exactly it. Like, I see things happening in other cities, like not even far from here, like, you know, LA, San Francisco. And then you come to Vancouver and they don't even know what you're talking about. Like, if you took my boosted board to San Francisco or LA, nobody would even blink an eye at you. Because it's so common down there. I ride that thing here. Still to this day, people are like, what is that? They've never even heard the name boosted board. They've never heard of an electric skateboard. They didn't even know they existed. So Vancouver, like, I'm always like 10 years behind, right? And that's actually part of the reason why I started this podcast, was because there is no real Vancouver known podcast yet, at least. There are a few bigger ones, like Vancouver is Awesome started one. Shout out to Vancouver is Awesome, Bob Kronbauer. For the most part, like, you don't know a Vancouver podcast specifically that you can think of off. Can you?
Steve's is called Gray Matter.
Okay, so Steve.
He was on the first business podcast page of iTunes.
Oh,
I think.
nice.
So that was really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So I got to have Steve on this podcast then.
Yeah.
He'd be a good guy to talk to as well. I'll definitely go to that event.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, speaking of like not being alone,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you kind of mentioned that. You are married now.
Yes.
You were engaged not even like 2 weeks ago. When did you get married?
July 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Feels like I can't believe I'm married. Yeah.
But you were engaged before, and obviously you have been dating your wife for how long previous to that?
I think 5 years.
That's a long time,
Yeah,
right?
4 or 5 years.
So, what was the reaction, from your,
Mm-hmm.
well, now wife at the time of, hey, honey, I don't want to do finance anymore. I want to do YouTube. Because let's be honest, when somebody tells you like, hey, I'm starting a YouTube channel or whatever, it's not taken seriously until you get to maybe a point where you're at now, which you weren't there back then. So what was like her reaction?
Well, she tells everyone that she was my first hater, right? Like she didn't actively hate on me, but when I made my first minimalist cleaning room, she was like, oh, cool, but like,
yeah,
right? And when I quit my job, I was not really 100% focused on YouTube. I was doing the Shopify thing.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was gonna be my thing, like digital marketing. But yeah, I didn't really prove to her that I'm making it until I replaced my income, which is just recently, where she's like, oh, how did this, right? But I think in the beginning, I would recommend people not to show anyone in their circle, because this is how small your circle is, right? And no matter how much you try to market it within your circle, you might get like 30 views at most, right?
Yeah.
But if you do it right on YouTube, you get like 10,000 views with no marketing.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell anyone about my YouTube channel until I was more at like 1,000 subscribers. That's when that's when I posted like a milestone on my Facebook.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, you have a YouTube, right? So I think that's really helpful because really you don't need your friends or your family support to make your YouTube channel. You'll get it from people who actually care to watch.
Totally. Okay, so your wife, not as supportive, then she saw the money come, she became supportive. Now, without giving me exact numbers and figures, right? Because I don't want to ask you how much you do make, but at the same time, I kind of want to know. Right? How much does a YouTuber with around 30,000 subscribers make? Everything.
Really?
Affiliation and YouTube money.
So I can say that half of my money comes from AdSense and half comes from my affiliates, which is like Amazon or whatever company that I partnered up with.
Yeah.
And so with YouTube, they have this CPM, cost per million impressions.
Okay.
Right? So say it's $8. So for every view you get, or every 1,000 view you get $8. And YouTube would take half of that. Right? So yeah, you can calculate that by the number of views that you have, and like you can see it clearly on Social Blade how much views you get per month. Right, so my channel got 465,000 views last month, so you can easily calculate that, but you need the CPM to calculate that. And it varies for different age groups, different countries, so it gives you like an average CPM. Okay. And so you can say the average CPM before YouTube takes the money is like $8 to $11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So YouTube money isn't that much, but it's more of like play money, like bonus money that you get to upgrade your gear with.
Totally.
That's how I think of it. And like relying on YouTube AdSense for your income isn't that useful.
Yeah.
Because in December it was awesome. Like I could actually see myself. I mean I could see it replacing my job income. But once December hit, it went right, and that's because all the companies put their marketing budget into like September to December.
Yeah.
And right after that, they have zero. They don't put any money into it. So all the ads that are seen after that, they don't get as much bang for the buck kind of thing. So that was a hard truth I had to learn because I mean, I just quit my job in January. How come it's not working now? Right? I'm putting in like full-time effort into it and not getting that much. So then I started to do, make more videos and experiment with that. And I'm currently working or niching in true wireless earbuds. They're really hot this year. It's because they're trending and I get more views and therefore more people will click into my affiliate links. Because like people want to check them out right after they see the video sometimes. And that's how you earn the affiliate money on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's legit. So same thing with me when you mentioned about you took a nosedive in cost. Same thing. The first month that I was affiliated with Orangutan, I made a killing, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is crazy! How am I doing so well? Like, I can't even believe it." Then the second month, I took a big hit. And I'm like, "Oh, dang!" But then the third month, it went back up. And then recently they launched a new product and it went back up because they launched a new product, and I was like, I had that link going across. But yeah, I figured out quick that no matter what, your affiliate costs are always going to go up and down. And, I mean, you could do whatever you want, but sometimes it's out of your control. Time of year, product launch, product delays, things like that, right?
Yeah.
If you have multiple affiliate links, then you've got a wide spread. Either way, eventually you should be making a decent amount per month.
Yes. So you got to really cover your bases and know which ones, choose your products carefully to approach or make videos of. And how should I say? Because with YouTube, although say I have 30,000 subscribers, I don't really have 30,000 subscribers. I feel like I have 3,000 or less. Because you want true followers who really like your content and you at the same time, so that they will share your stuff, right?
Totally.
And through YouTube, I did find a few really good friends who really support me, and that's a really cool thing. But your subscriber count is just a number. When you're making content on YouTube, the number one thing is making content.
Yeah.
Right? Not just making content, you got to make good content. Because if you don't make content that people watch long, if you make a video with little watch time, YouTube's not going to recommend it, and that's the key. Getting YouTube to actually push it out to people, that's going to do all the work for you. You don't have to spend any time on marketing, on any unnecessary things. And I think with value and money, they come hand in hand. So you do have to think of something that would make money, because if it does make money, that means it's valuable. So I do keep those in the back of my head, because they both are the same thing to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, they're separate.
Yeah.
To me, it's kind of like you provide the value, you'll get the money. But don't think about the money when you're providing value. Just provide the value. Yes. I think that's a good mindset when you're starting. Yes.
Right? Because you don't see any money. And that's totally cool. Because even if you're at 1,000 subscribers, you're making $4 a month with the number of views that you're getting.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not really doing this for the money. You're making a YouTube channel to really build your personal brand, build your skills as a filmmaker, as a script writer. And in doing that, you're making videos that provide value, meaning the other person on the other side would watch it and would share it and maybe even pay for it, right? Just to find their answer or something that they're looking for. So I think that's what it really is, and YouTube rewards you for that value with AdSense money.
Okay.
Oh, and the other thing is, with the algorithm thing, it's really important to understand how it works. Because if you tell people to subscribe and they don't watch your videos every time it shows up on their page, it's actually a negative for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because if they scroll down, that means the impression was shown, but it wasn't clicked. So your click-through rate goes down.
Yeah.
And after a few more times, it won't even show on their page.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that's why, people do, sub for sub, or, everyone please follow my page. I don't do that anymore. And I only did that below 1,000 until I figured out, that's actually what's up. Yeah. So learning the algorithm is really important, and that's why it's important to hang out with people who are doing it, making YouTube stuff, so that you know these things.
Totally.
So,
I told you, eventually we're having merch. You asked, you're like, "Where's the merch?"
Yeah.
We're gonna have merch for the podcast and stuff, and that's why I'm waiting till episode 20. As I said, I don't want to buy 500 cups or 300 mugs and all this stuff and then
Yeah.
just be like, oh, I stopped the podcast after 10 episodes. So I want to make sure I'm in it to win it for the podcast, and then we're going to do some merch, have a website, and everything posted. Joe Rogan has this guy, Jamie.
Yeah.
Young Jamie.
Yeah.
I need a young Jamie, because of that. That's
Yeah.
fine. We're done anyway. So we'll let it go. It overheated.
Yeah.
But I need like a young Jamie producer person who could just worry about this. But I
Yeah.
mean, I can't pay anyone. I
Yeah.
don't have time for that.
No, I think
bullshit
it's
either.
like in the beginning, you do everything yourself,
Yeah.
which you need to do, because later on, when you do have the funds to hire someone, you would hire someone that would do better than you.
Of course.
Right? You won't
Yeah.
like hire someone who does less than you.
Totally.
So it's good knowledge. You're
Yeah.
building up your skills.
100%. Is there anything you want to say off the top of your head?
Yeah, join Vancouver Creators YouTube group and subscribe to this channel and my channel if you want to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely do both of those things.
Yeah.
Because we appreciate all the subscribers. You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, where can people find you?
YouTube.com/Mike Wat, or just search Mike Wat on YouTube.
That's-
1T. W-A-T.
There you go. I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
And as far as myself, you can catch me on YouTube as well. You're already on my channel probably, so be sure to hit subscribe, like, share, comment, all that jazz. If you do subscribe, you'll be entered in to win another prize pack. We do one for every 100 subscribers. Just gave away the awesome wheels. Thank you to Orangutan and Loaded Boards, who awesomely partner my channel and help me out and provide me with, I don't know, just more wheels and traction to do this kind of stuff. So we will catch you on the next episode of the No Fun City podcast. Peace out.
See ya.
Boom.
Awesome, dude.
Today's episode of the No Fun City podcast is brought to you by Loaded Boards and Orangutan Wheels. Check them out at loadedboards.com and be sure to hit subscribe for your chance to win an awesome prize pack.